Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to today's live reading of Leaving No Traces by P.J. Mann, presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Join me. Chapter 1. The Peugeot 207 moved at a snail's pace through the capital's congested traffic. Simona Ribisi nervously shifted her gaze from the road to the clock on the dashboard several times. Regardless of the appointment, she always left well in advance. Although that day was no exception, the clock already read 5 p.m. Whenever I'm in a hurry, something always slows me down. How is that possible? Simona said out loud. Huffing, she tuned to Radio DJ, her favorite station. Getting angry would do no good. The phone rang, and seeing Mario on the display, her expression relaxed into a smile. Hi, I know I'm late, she said while keeping her gaze steady on the road. It looks like all the Sunday drivers are on the road today. Or everyone wanted to see the most beautiful woman in Rome. Don't worry, I just called to ensure you hadn't had an accident and decided not to meet me. She put her blinker on to enter the parking lot of the E&I gas station where she usually stopped before her appointments. Nothing like that. I'm almost there, but I must buy a pack of cigarettes. She turned off the engine, remained in the passenger seat, and pushed her sunglasses back on the top of her head to keep her hair out of her face. I told Eugenio I was going out with friends and would return after dinner. This way we can spend more time together. Smoking kills, and it would be a shame if such misfortune happened to you. You know, I wish we could see each other more often than once in a while. Mario's voice turned serious. You know that isn't possible. In fact, I think we should just stop. She picked up her bag and began lazily fiddling with the lanyard. You don't mean that, do you? I thought you cared about me and our relationship. Simona got out of the car and walked toward the tobacco shop. Of course I care, but continuing to hang out with you could cost me dearly. What do you mean? It could cost me my own life. She burst into theatrical laughter so as not to worry her lover. Still, that relationship had become a dangerous game. The warnings she had received were clear. She needed to end the relationship as soon as possible. But how can I tell him? If I told him everything that happened, he would be the first to call the police to report it. So is that it? Is this the last time we meet? Mario's voice trembled. Simona entered the tobacco shop and walked to the opposite counter. No one was in the corner where the magazines were for sale, and she could continue talking away from prying ears. She continued almost in a whisper and regretted being too abrupt. We'd better talk about this face to face. I don't like discussing matters like this over the phone. What if we don't meet at all? Please understand my position. She lowered her tone of voice further, turning her gaze around to ensure she was not overheard. I'm starting to get scared and don't want to get in trouble. What if they decide to take it out on you too? Would it be worth it? A man bumped into her with his shoulder, murmuring an apology. I can't talk now. Let's postpone these discussions until we're alone, please. I'll be with you in 20 minutes. Okay, I'll wait for you, but if someone has threatened you, we should talk about it together. Maybe we should also go to the police. Nonsense. The police have no time to waste on this type of thing. Besides, these are not real threats. She already regretted mentioning the day she was told to end that extramarital affair. When the call ended, Simona returned her cell phone to her bag. Once outside the store, she lit a cigarette, leaning against the wall outside. The last ray of the sun illuminated her mahogany hair. She inhaled deeply, thinking about what she would say to Mario. That might be their last date. Finding the right words were impossible. This is crazy. Those things only happen in movies. That's all we need is for someone to be killed. Shaking her head, Simona put out her cigarette and walked toward the car. She retrieved the remote control from inside her purse and pressed the button to unlock the door. The 4 turn signals did not flash, as if she hadn't engaged the anti-theft device. I was sure I locked it. She shrugged and got into the car. Once she resumed the drive, the touch of something cold at the back of her neck chilled her. If you care about staying alive, do what I say. She raised her gaze to the rearview mirror. A man with his face covered by a black biker's mask and wearing a gray hoodie had risen from the back seat and was holding a gun to her head. Simona gasped and almost lost control of the car. What do you want from me? I don't have any money. That scent. It was the same as the man who had bumped into her shoulder in the tobacco shop. Silently, she cursed herself for not paying attention to him inside the store. Still, she had been too focused on the phone call to notice anything else. She should have ended her relationship with Mario sooner. Had the man been sent to kill her? I don't want your money. Now take the next exit. I have an appointment. If he doesn't see me, Mario will call the police. Her voice was reduced to a whisper. Perhaps Mario was right. She should have taken the warning more seriously. She brushed a lock of hair from her face with an abrupt gesture. I'll let them know you've hit a snag, he said, extending his hand toward the passenger seat where Simona had thrown her bag. Are you going to kill me? Now take the next left turn. Simona obeyed. There was nothing she could do or say to affect what was happening. Perhaps once they reached their destination, she would find a way to escape and save her life. Soon the asphalt gave way to cobblestones. Simona had been to that place before. It led to a remote area of Via Ada, where, like many other young couples, she often secluded herself with her boyfriend. A black van was parked at the end of the street, from which a person with his face covered by a ski mask got out. Given the body structure, Simona could guess it was a man. Stop and turn off the engine, said the man in the back seat, pressing the gun against her head. With her heart in her throat, Simona obeyed. Mario checked the time once again. It was 5:55 p.m., and Simona should have been there by now, despite the traffic. The phone rang as a message arrived. I'm sorry, it's better that we don't see each other today. There will be another time. Mario read the text message aloud, mumbling. What if there is no other time? I've had enough of this, was his reply. He returned to his car and drove away.